evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is 23RD Kandhari, and we are so glad to be here with you. We are really excited today to connect with you from the beautiful, beautiful city of Dubai, the city of tolerance. It is so nice to connect with you all from different parts of the world. India, UK, USA, Canada, Europe.
Indeed, I think we have people with us joining even from the Africa and the Far East. So a very warm welcome to all of you, wherever you are. Thank you for tuning and joining with us. We are celebrating today the launch of the book, the second book for Mr. Surender Singh Kandhari, and this book is the Lighthouse of Tolerance. So good evening, Mr. Kandhari.
Thank you, Sona. Thank you very much. I'm very excited at the launch of my second book, Lighthouse of Tolerance. I hope people enjoy it and read it and learn something from it.
Yes, this is the launch of the book, as he said, mentioned earlier, but this book is published in 2 languages, English and Arabic.
So مساء الخير أحبائي، أهلا وسهلا بكم جميعا من دولة الإمارات العربية الحبيبة. نحييكم من إمارات السلام، من إمارات التسامح. نرحب بكم جميعاً بهالأمسية الطيبة ونهدي تحياتنا الحارة لحكام دولتنا السباقين للخير، السباقين للسلام، السباقين للتسامح والأخوة الإنسانية. لقد أطلق سمو الشيخ زايد رحمه الله دعوته الرائعة كلنا إخوة، ومنذ ذلك الحين من بداية دولة الإمارات سارت الإمارات على نهج سموه بخطى ثابتة وواثقة حتى باتت الإمارات منبراً للتسامح قولاً وفعلاً. واليوم نحن نجتمع معاً لإطلاق الكتاب الجديد للسيد سورندر سينغ كاندهاري بعنوان منارة التسامح. وأهلاً وسهلاً بك سيد سورندر كاندهاري.
شكرا.
أهلاً وسهلاً.
If you've just joined us, a very warm welcome to you. If you have any comments, please do write to us on this chat box, and towards the end we will be definitely having a question and answer session, and we will try to respond to as many as time permits.
To celebrate tolerance, and before we start the speeches, we would like to play for you a small video. I hope you will enjoy it.
صدق رسول نبي كريم मेरे ख्वाजा दिल में समा जा शाहों का शान आएगा दोबारा ख्वाजा मेरे ख्वाजा दिल
Well, this was the video of children singing hymns extolling different faiths to mark the 550th birth anniversary celebrations of Guru Nanak Dev Ji at the Guru Nanak Darbar Gurdwara, Dubai in November 2019. Appreciating that the world is a diverse place is critical, but so is acknowledging that in many ways we are all the same. Teaching our child to respect other religions can be key in upholding peace and harmony in the community.
The year of Zayed 2018 prompted the UAE community to reflect upon the vision of the late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, founding father for our nation, as well as its legacy through the UAE's incredible achievements since the country's foundation in 1971. It was only natural that the President, His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, declared the year 2019 as the Year of Tolerance, as it upholds tolerance as the most important ingredient that empowers cultures and helps communities thrive, economics prosper. In this very spirit instilled by our forefathers, I'm proud to say that the UAE community is a true melting pot of tolerance, cohesion, respect, and acceptance of others. Its model has stood the test of the time and made the UAE a global model for cultural understanding and cooperation.
Yes, Sona. Tolerance is like oxygen, and the people of the UAE are the trees, helping equally to produce the oxygen of tolerance. And this is the quote from none other than His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan, the Minister of Tolerance. His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan is the beacon of this movement, the man who inspires us all, and is the spirit behind the title of this book, and have had the good fortune of having his foreword for the book.
As we gear up to launch Mr. Kandhari's second book, Lighthouse of Tolerance, we hope that this book will serve as a reminder that nations built on values of tolerance, love, and respect are those that can achieve lasting peace, security, and stability in their development journeys. Mr. Kandhari was privileged to witness part of UAE's journey to tolerance, and he contributed to it in his very unique way.
Very true. Mr. Kandhari moved to Dubai in the year 1976, and during his 44 years of living in the UAE, he has been a great entrepreneur who led the Al Dubovi Group, Eternity Technologies, and he's the chairman of Guru Nanak Darbar Gurdwara, Dubai. Dubai has matured into bringing in many inspiring personalities who lead tolerance on various platforms and various occasions. Surender Singh Kandhari is one such person who is the face of tolerance and was invited by the UAE authorities to be part of the interfaith conferences as a delegate to Australia, Malaysia, Greece, and United States.
Indeed, the idea of this book generated from these interfaith conferences that he was part of, as he felt the importance of writing such a book that captures the heartbeat of this amazing nation. Mr. Kandhari was not only recognized by the UAE government, but also he has many international awards to his credit. To name a few, in 2014, Sikh Jewel Award by the prestigious British Sikh Association for his exceptional service, dedication, and commitment to the Sikh community. Business Excellence Award 2016 by His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan Mubarak Al Nahyan, and it was at the Indian Business Professional Council Business Summit 2016 in Dubai. Also in 2016, Punjabi Icon Awards, which is the international repute recognizing the achievement in the global corporate sector by the Punjabi Cultural Heritage Board.
In 2017, Jewels of Punjab Award was given on the eve of 71st Indian Independence Day by former Prime Minister Honorable Mr. Manmohan Singh in association with World Punjabi Organization and Manish Media, Delhi. 2018, Global Loyalite of the Year Award by Loyola College Madras, India, where he did his graduation. 2019, the most important award, Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award by the President of India. This is the highest honor conferred on overseas Indians, honoring exceptional and meritorious contribution in their chosen field or profession. So without further ado, we would like to invite Mr. Surender Singh Kandhari to take us through his journey of the book. Mr. Kandhari.
Thank you, Bubbles. Thank you, Sona. You've spoken such good words about me. I hope I can live up to those good words you put for me. Regarding the book, tolerance, this subject is close to my heart. I have been married for 49 years and I learnt it very well. India is the best example of tolerance where non-violence and religious harmony was propagated 3000 years ago. Guru Nanak Dev Ji, 550 years ago, said that all are equal, men and women, and all are one and pray to one God. This is called tolerance, wherein you respect the otherness of others. UAE is the first country in the world to have a ministry of tolerance and has taken it to a new level. But as time has gone by and tolerance has been distilled and poured into several facets of life in the Emirates, it has been an incredible and unique experience. And it is ongoing for me. It has become a meeting point, deeply rooted childhood concern, and a forward-thinking government who has discovered the virtue of togetherness and has only gained in the bargain. In my book, I've compared India and the UAE and have dedicated this book to the people of UAE and India. Diversity and tolerance is one of the strengths of India. Though India has always been considered as a tolerant country of late, we find that intolerance is rising in the country due to religious violence and threats to pluralism and due to negative influences of some people who are trying to promote their own philosophies just for power and money. If we continue on this current path, it could spell destruction of India's pluralistic ethos and will destroy this beautiful country. Tolerance is and should be practiced at all levels, whether at home, office, or anywhere, wherever you go. One has to accept the circumstances, and I always say, more than tolerance, one should practice acceptance. Tolerance can be condescending and can be forced. Acceptance is always from the heart. The word tolerance must be replaced by the word acceptance or respect. We should reject any sort of religious or political extremism. Also, as normal human beings, we should end hate speeches, spread love and tolerance. We are all one. Let us not wait for others to lead and us to follow. We must all strive to promote brotherhood, tolerance and love. There is a God in every human being. If we take care of others, we are taking care of God through His beings. By spreading love, tolerance and respect, we will make the world a happier place. Our children will follow what we do or say. It is important to introduce values to the youth as they are all the future. They will take the message of love and tolerance forward. During the reading of this book, you will encounter many names of those who held our hands as we paved the way to the opening day of the Guru Nanak Darbar Gurdwara, Dubai with gratitude. I must acknowledge His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Prime Minister of UAE and the ruler of Dubai, for giving me permission and land free to build the first Sikh temple Gurdwara in Dubai, and His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan, whose lessons in tolerance are bedrocked in his actions. To him, I owe a huge debt, not just for being here in so many ways, but for being such an extraordinary example of the ministry he leads. This book will give you an insight into several ways of life, several facts of life. It has 14 chapters, forwards by His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan, the Minister of Tolerance, UAE, His Excellency Dr. Hamad Al Sheikh Al Shabani, Director General, Dubai Islamic Affairs and Charitable Activities Department, His Excellency Major General Ahmad Khalfan Al Mansouri, the Secretary General of Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Tolerance Award, His Excellency Pawan Kapoor, Ambassador of India to the UAE, Indian Embassy Abu Dhabi, UAE, Navdeep Singh Suri, former Ambassador of India to the UAE. It also includes viewpoints by eminent people like Her Excellency Sheikh Lubna bin Khalid bin Sultan Al Qasimi, former Minister of State for Tolerance, Abu Dhabi, UAE, Swami Brahm Vihari Das, head of the BAPS Mandir in Abu Dhabi, UAE, and my dear friend Reverend Canon Andy Thompson, Senior Chaplain, Anglican Church, and several others. I want you all to read it, enjoy it, and understand the book and spread love and tolerance to everywhere. Thank you all. God bless you all.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Kandhari, for your inspirational speech. I'm sure this book will spread the light of love, compassion, tolerance to the world. والآن الكلمة لسعادة الدكتور حمد بن الشيخ أحمد الشيباني، العضو المنتدب للمعهد الدولي للتسامح، مدير عام دائرة الشؤون الإسلامية والعمل الخيري، عضو المجلس التنفيذي بإمارة دبي، وعضو مجلس الإدارة في مركز دبي التطوير للاقتصاد الإسلامي. حاصل على دكتوراه في الفلسفة الإسلامية وتاريخ الأديان في عام 1997. نرحب بك دكتور شيباني وأهلا وسهلا بك في هذه الأمسية. تفضل.
I would now like to invite His Excellency Dr. Hamad Al Sheikh Ahmed Al Shibani, Director General, Dubai Islamic Affairs and Charitable Activities Department and Managing Director, International Institute of Tolerance. The Institute of Tolerance, IIT, which has been inspired by the vision of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, leads Dubai's effort in establishing and maintaining a tolerant society and promoting Dubai as an ideal model for tolerance, anti all forms of religious, gender and racial discrimination amongst people. Thank you, Dr. Shibani, for your great support and many valuable suggestions which have been beautifully incorporated as a foreword in this book.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. دائما وابدا ينطلق مفهوم التسامح من دولة الامارات العربية المتحدة بكل الوسائل وبكل الانشطة. منذ اختطت القيادة الرشيدة هذا المفهوم ليبقى في جميع مؤسساتها سواء على المستوى التعليمية او الثقافية او الاعلامية. ولتبقى هذه الرسالة موجهة من أرض دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة التي تحمل على أرضها أكثر من 200 جنسية تعيش في وئام وسلام وتسامح. دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة منذ أسست على يد المغفور له بإذن الله تعالى حملت هذا الجانب من العطاء والنماء والبناء في جميع أقطار العالم لتقول للعالم من هنا من أرض دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة دائما وأبدا نقدم ما هو جميل سواء على المستوى الإعلامي أو المستوى الثقافي أو المستوى حتى فيما يتعلق بالعلاقات الاجتماعية التي دائما نفاخر بها. كل من يقيم على هذه الأرض لديه رسالة يحملها سواء على هذه الأرض أو عندما يعود إلى بلاده أو يطوف في أقطار العالم يحمل هذه الرسالة بمفهوم متكامل أننا من دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة نوجه كل ما لدينا من طاقات سواء على المستوى التعليمي والمستوى الإعلامي والمستوى الثقافي لنقول للعالم أرض دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة أرض تسامح. اليوم نعيش في ظل هذه القيادة الرشيدة وكل ما لديها من طاقات لتكوين هذا المكون الأساس وهو الإنسان، إنسان دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة من مواطن ومقيم على هذه الأرض. واليوم إذا تبادر إلى الذهن أن هناك من يعمل على المستوى المحلي وعلى المستوى الخاص وعلى المستوى المؤسساتي يدرك أن هناك الكثير الحقيقة من الوسائل التي استطاعت أن تقدمها هذه الجهات. وعلى سبيل المثال هناك دور للعبادة، هناك مؤسسات تعمل على مستوى هذه الجاليات وفي نفس الوقت هذه الأقليات أحيانا، لكنها تنقل هذه الرسالة على مستوى العالم، لأن ما يقدم من دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة يعتبر نموذج، وهذا النموذج اليوم يفاخر به الجميع. أي من الذين يعيشون على هذه الأرض يعيشون كذلك في دولهم وفي تجمعاتهم وفي مجتمعاتهم، منهم جاليات ومنهم كذلك لاجئين ومنهم أقليات، وهذا مطالب أن يحترم هذه الدول بقوانينها وبمفهومها ومكتسباتها، وأن يضيف إليها كل ما لديه من طاقات لتبقى دائما هذه الرسالة موجهة. واليوم إذا يعني تناولنا هذا الكتاب الذي يحمل في طياته الكثير الحقيقة من التجربة التي خاضها صاحب العلاقة على أرض دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة منذ أن وجد على هذه الأرض ليقيم هذا المعبد الذي أصبح علامة فارقة على المستوى الإقليمي وعلى المستوى العالمي، خصوصا إذا أدركنا أن هناك الكثير الحقيقة من يرتاد هذا الموقع بما فيه من إمكانيات وما فيه من عطاءات ما فيه من دعم كذلك على المستوى السياسي وعلى المستوى الحكومي وعلى المستوى الشعبي. دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة تقدر مثل هذا العمل سواء على المستوى الفردي أو على المستوى المؤسساتي، لنبقى في نهاية المطاف الجميع يصب في نهر واحد، نهر العطاء وفي نفس الوقت البناء وفي نفس الوقت النماء لكل مجتمعات العالم. ندعو الله سبحانه وتعالى دائما أن يديم هذا التسامح وهذا اللقاء المتبادل بين جميع هذه الجاليات التي تعيش على هذه الأرض، لتبقى دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة رسالة بكل مكوناتها إلى العالم، لتقول دائما وأبدا حياكم الله على أرض دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة، لكم ما لكم ولنا ما لنا، ولكن تبقى هناك الحقوق المكتسبة التي لا يمكن التفريط بها. ومستوى التسامح اليوم هو العلامة التي تشهد بها دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة، ولتقول العالم تعالوا هنا، تعالوا في أرض دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة على مدى سنوات ومنذ تأسيسها حتى الآن، وتبقى المسيرة إن شاء الله مستمرة. تحياتي لكل من يعمل في هذا الإطار وفي هذا المستوى من تحمل المسؤولية، لأن المسؤولية مسؤولية مشتركة، مسؤولية الجميع، ولا يمكن أن نقوم بأي دور من الأدوار إلا إذا تضافرت الجهود، وهذا ملموس ومحسوس على أرض دولة الإمارات. يعني نقدم الشكر لكل من ساهم، ونخص بقدم لمثل هذا الكتاب الذي يعتبر اليوم طريقة من طرق التواصل والتعبير عن مكنونات الجميع. دائما وابدا لكم التحيه والتقدير، واشكر باسم المعهد الدولي للتسامح الذي يعتبر واحد من مبادرات سيدي صاحب السمو الشيخ محمد بن راشد آل مكتوم العالميه، والتي تمتد في كل المجالات وفي كل القطاعات. دائما وابدا حياكم الله واهلا وسهلا بكم على ارض دوله الامارات العربيه المتحده، وشكرا.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your wonderful insights.
I now take the honor of inviting His Excellency Major General Ahmed Khalfan Al Mansouri, Secretary General of the Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Award for Tolerance. His Excellency Major General Ahmed Khalfan Al Mansouri has led various government institutions and establishments. He extended his service to Mohammed bin Rashid Center for Islamic Culture and Heritage, Islamic Affairs and Charitable Activities Department, etc.
سعادة اللواء أحمد خلفان المنصوري أمين عام جائزة سمو الشيخ محمد بن راشد المكتوم للتسامح، حاصل على بكالوريوس في القانون وعضو اللجنة العليا لقمة العالمية للتسامح. من كتبه قلنا وقالوا في التسامح. أهلا وسهلا بك سعادة اللواء، نرحب بك أجمل ترحيب وكلنا أذانا صاغيات. تفضل.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اليوم اطلعنا على كتاب معني بالتسامح اللي هو Lighthouse of Tolerance للكاتب سوريندر سينغ كاندهاري. طبعا نحن في المعهد الدولي للتسامح من الداعمين للكتاب اللي يكتبون في مجالات التسامح والسلام. متمنين إن شاء الله للكتاب والكاتب كل التوفيق في إصداره وتوزيعه للناس، ومن ثم الاستفادة القصوى من خلال طرح أفكار التسامح على مستوى العالم. ونحن نحبذ وندعو كل المهتمين بكتابات التسامح أنهم يحاولون يتواصلون ويانا، وأنهم يصدرون كتبهم من خلال المعهد الدولي للتسامح وجائزة محمد بن راشد المكتوم للتسامح.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for giving your inputs that went a long way in enhancing the script.
شكرا سعادة اللواء على كلماتك والمشجعة.
I now take the honor of inviting His Excellency Mr. Pavan Kapoor, Ambassador of India to UAE, Abu Dhabi, UAE. In a diplomatic career spanning almost 3 decades, Ambassador Kapoor has served in different capacities in the Indian missions in Moscow, Kyiv, London and Geneva, apart from serving in the Ministry of External Affairs and Prime Minister's office in New Delhi. He also served as an international civil servant with the Commonwealth Secretariat in London.
He was India's High Commissioner to Mozambique and the Kingdom of Swaziland from January 2014 to early 2016, and Ambassador of Israel from March 2016 to September 2019.
I would like to congratulate Mr. Surender Singh Kandhari for his book, Lighthouse of Tolerance. It's a very timely book. Mr. Kandhari is not only an eminent member of the Indian community in the UAE, but has also been recognized for his philanthropic efforts by the Government of India when he was given a Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award a few years ago. The book, Lighthouse of Tolerance by Mr. Kandhari, is a consolidation of his ideas based on his experience of living in India and the UAE, both multicultural, multi-religious societies, home to a diverse set of people with very different beliefs and understandings. Mr. Kandhari refers to the experience of India by pointing to the teachings, ancient teachings of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and talks about how the idea of tolerance was instilled in those beliefs and became a pillar of coexistence. Even the tenet and ideology of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, or the world is one family, has been the moral guiding force for Indian society. Both of these talk of the importance of the tenets and beliefs in tolerance in Indian society since ancient times, and the practice continues even now. In the UAE, Mr. Kandhari points out how this is the only country in the world which has a ministry of tolerance, and the fact that the concept of tolerance is taught in all schools and colleges. This is extremely relevant given the fact that UAE is home to over 200 nationalities, and the ideas of tolerance get embedded in the society and all its residents. The fact that Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan is a guiding force for the idea of tolerance in this society is well brought out by Mr. Kandhari in his book. In a world where there is increasing strife and prejudice, the importance of acknowledging the role of the other and understanding how people can have different ideas and beliefs is very important. And so this book takes on even greater relevance. I hope that it is read and appreciated by many people, especially the youth, since they are very impressionable and also are the key to our future. I again want to congratulate Mr. Kandhari on his tremendous effort in putting these ideas together in a very relevant and timely book. And if I can quote him, even if it has been his majboori, I think it is a great service that he has done to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Pavan Kapoor, for your words of encouragement and appreciation. It is indeed an honor to have the presence of respected Swami Brahma Vihari Das Ji, head of BAPS Mandir, Abu Dhabi, amongst us. He is one of the 1100 sadhus at the BAPS Swami Narayan Sanstha that conducts over 108 humanitarian activities worldwide. He is an accomplished, thought-provoking international orator who has spoken at national and global meets and conferences, including renowned management schools, associations, and spiritual, cultural, educational, medical, legal, governmental, and scientific conferences and seminars. He has been awarded an honorary PhD by Gujarat University for his contribution to social and spiritual upliftment of society. Most of us in Dubai have heard Swamiji on many occasions, and today we have a special message of blessings for all of us. So may I invite Swamiji to share his inspirational thoughts today.
It is with my deepest prayers that I express this joy of being present virtually for this inauguration of this beautiful book, The Lighthouse of Tolerance. Till now, Surender Singh Kandhari ji kept telling me that he's doing a book on tolerance. But when I saw the cover page, that's when I understood that he is tying the two ends of the spectrum together, from past generations to future generations, from old civilizations to future colonizations. Tolerance is something that was there, that brought us here, and it is the spirit that will take us far into the future. So while I appreciate this, but I also want to say that I've noticed one thing. The beauty of this book would be because it's not just in words. I've seen it being practiced. I remember last time when we were there with our spiritual master, His Holiness Mahant Swami Maharaj. That is when a Christian leader of a nearby church, the leadership of the community development, and all the other leaders were present were in the middle of the Gurudwara. So it is important that tolerance is not just about words, it's about feelings, it's about actions. The beauty of tolerance in UAE is you take a dream and turn it into a duty. Right from the founder, His Highness Sheikh Zayed, and also the present leaders, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, and His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. They have decided collectively to turn UAE as a reference point of tolerance. Our Holiness spiritual leader, Mahant Swami Maharaj, often says that what is the greatest problem of this world? Disharmony. What is the solution? Harmony. How can we attain harmony? By being in harmony with everything and everyone around us. Must understand that harmony begins right from God and it ends only when everything around us in this entire world is at harmony. That is why the peace mantras in the Hindu faith always says that peace is not selfish. You will only be at peace when the skies are peaceful, the heavens are peaceful, the earth is peaceful, the waters are peaceful, the deserts are peaceful, the forests are peaceful. When the air is peaceful, when everything around you is at peace, only then you can be at peace. So peace is selfless and not selfish. So harmony or tolerance has to be all around us only when it is within our own lives. And I feel that the leadership of the UAE, whenever we've been in the royal palaces, we have been received with so much love and harmony. Even in the government offices, we are making one of the first traditional stone Hindu temples, and with what love and with what warmth have we been received and assisted by everyone. It is this turning tolerance from a dream into a duty. Now I ask you, every country believes in tolerance and harmony, but which country really takes it seriously? Which country has a ministry of tolerance and which country has appointed a minister for tolerance? Which country really designs policies for tolerance and celebrates years of tolerance? I believe when you take a value so seriously, it spreads everywhere. It becomes the epicenter of goodness. I would leave you with two ideas which I share very deeply in my heart. If God did not believe in harmony and tolerance, why would He have billions of colors in millions of flowers? Each flower is different. The beauty of harmony and tolerance is, do not just celebrate your similarities, appreciate your dissimilarities. There is beauty in unity, in diversity. God has made all of us different, but has also commanded us to live like brothers and sisters, has commanded us to live like a single family. One of the root prayers of the Vedic ages was Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Ano Bhadraha Kratavo Yantu Vishwataha. Let good ideas come to us from every side. Let us live like a one single human family. So tolerance is not just an idea of man. Tolerance is a virtue and value of God. Pramukh Swami Maharaj, who envisioned this temple in Abu Dhabi, he often said, to clarify all our ideas on tolerance, he often said, which nationality is the sun? Is it Russian, American? Is it Arabic? Is it Indian? Is it British? The sun is beyond every nation. It is there for those who want to bathe in the sunlight. All these 5 elements that created us, all these 5 elements that sustain us, all these 5 elements that protect us, they are owned by nobody, enjoyed by everybody. They are universal. So if we make our spirit, our mind, our lives universal, we become a part of this universal dream of God. The UAE has generated an idea of harmony and tolerance, which means accepting each other, respecting each other, and protecting each other. Just as any beautiful idea in the scientific world, during these times of coronavirus, whoever invents the vaccine, we are not going to ask which country, which community, which religion did the scientist belong to, because it is something that helps the whole of humanity. It is accepted by all. So just as in religion, just as in culture, just as in our ideology, we should do the same. Anybody who helps create beautiful human beings and great peace on this earth, whoever he may be, from whichever culture, whichever religion, whichever community, we accept those ideas and rise beyond the differences that divide us, we will be able to create a country, a life, a world, a future that is completely in harmony and full of tolerance, which accepts, respects, and protects. My deepest prayers on this day, especially for Surendra Singh Kandhari ji, for bringing out this lighthouse of tolerance, and also for all the people who are virtually present, but internally they are spiritually part of this beautiful dream of tolerance and harmony.
Thank you, Swamiji, for your words of wisdom.
And now I would like to invite the Reverend Andy of the Senior Anglican Chaplain. He holds degrees in behavioral sciences and religious studies and trained as a priest of the Church of England at Wakefield Hall. He was ordained into priesthood in Derby Cathedral. Over the years, he has served in the church in UK, Turkey, Jordan, Kuwait, Yemen, and the UAE. Living and working in the Middle East has given him an interest in Christian-Muslim relations. He is an active participant in interfaith activities in the UAE. In November 2019, he was awarded a Pioneer of Emirates Medal by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. In 2011, he received the MBE from Queen Elizabeth II for his services to human rights and interfaith dialogue.
The friendship of Surinder and Andy started when they together attended the interfaith conferences on behalf of the UAE government. He will be addressing today from the UK, as he has recently moved from the UAE to the UK. Due to the pandemic, we are forced to stay indoors within closed borders. But despite these restrictions, isolation has brought us digitally closer irrespective of geographical borders.
Well, it's a great privilege today to be at the launch of Surender Singh Kandhari's new book, Lighthouse of Tolerance. So it's a handsome product. I'm going to see if I can just slide it out of its cover. And I want to pass on my congratulations to Surender for really a remarkable work. This book contains so many good ideas, so many good practices for tolerance around the world. And we need it, because today we are seeing alarming trends for intolerance. And this book tells us why we need the value of tolerance to be promoted globally. It's particularly appropriate that the book launch has taken place in the United Arab Emirates, a country which is the only country in the world to have a Ministry of Tolerance committed to promoting that value, not just inside the United Arab Emirates, but around the world. So I want to congratulate Surender for all the hard work that's gone into this book. He truly embodied the values of tolerance in his work as the chairman of the Sikh Gurudwara in Jebel Ali in Dubai. Surender is a friend. I've seen him up close. I've seen the work he does in reaching out to the poor in terms of collaborating with people of other faiths and coming alongside people to engage in projects which really make a difference. This book talks not only about tolerance in the United Arab Emirates, but of course Surender is from India, and he talked about the traditions of tolerance in India. And it's a tradition that really needs to be reclaimed at this moment in time. So this is a timely book, it's a timely message, and it's one we all need to hear. And I pray that on this book launch, this book will find a home in people of influence around the world. Congratulations once again from the UK. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite Surender Singh Kandhari. We have the honor now to witness the virtual launch of Lighthouse of Tolerance amidst all our friends and dignitaries. Let us all join and celebrate this moment. The virtual book launch.
To take your questions. We are amazed to see the number of questions here and would have been glad to answer all the questions, but since we have limited time, we are only going to have 4 questions. The first question will be the great name, Lighthouse of Tolerance. How did you decide on this name?
Sona, my dear friend Ashwin Gidwani suggested this name, and it suits best for the book as it throws light on the message of tolerance around the globe.
Do you practice what you preach? Do you tolerate everything?
I'm a very positive thinking person. I do tolerate a lot of issues so that I can make a happy living. If I'm happy, I can spread happiness. Ghar sukh, bahar sukh, which means peace in the house brings peace to the world. Also, Bubbles, as I said in the beginning, I've been married for 49 years and I've learnt tolerance.
Really? Oops, I put my foot in my mouth now.
Okay, I believe such a book has a lot of challenges. What were the challenges you faced when you started doing your research for the book?
So, to be honest, I did a lot of research, but strangely could not find many books on tolerance. So I had to work very hard to achieve my goal. And here we are today to celebrate the launch of the book.
Well done. It is indeed indeed very good.
Thank you.
I can vouch for that. He really worked hard for it. Can I ask you the final question? Are you ready for another book? Are you ready to start on another book, or have you already started?
Yes. To be honest, I have started, and this has been recommended by a friend of mine, Dr. Poonam Singh. She gave me a title, Spirituality and Inner Strength, during this pandemic. And even the title has been given by my friend Ashwin, which says, I am one. So I think very soon you're going to have my third book, which talks on spirituality and inner strength, and the title is going to be I Am One.
Well, I'm sure this will be great, especially now during the pandemic. It's never normal season. So everything is new. So we wish you all the best in your endeavor for writing this new book.
Thank you, Sona. Thank you very much.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of our program, I hope you have enjoyed this launch, and I hope you will definitely learn a lot once you pick up this book and read it. And many, many thanks for all your time that you've spared for us. And many thanks to the excellencies and to the dignitaries and all the VVIPs that are here today. A big thank you for sparing your time to be with us on this great occasion. We are really appreciative of all what you've done, all of you. Thank you very much once again.
نعم أحبائي، في نهاية هذه الأمسية أود أن أشكر كل من شاهدونا وكانوا معنا من مختلف أنحاء البلاد، وشكر خاص جدا لضيوفنا الأفاضل على مداخلتهم القيمة. نشكركم جميعكم لوقتكم ولوجودكم معنا. شكر خاص لسيد سورندر سينغ كاندهاري.
شكرا.
أهلا بكم، وإلى اللقاء في كتاب جديد وفصل جديد مع السيد سورندر سينغ كاندهاري. الله معكم جميعا.
Thank you very much. God bless you all. Thank you.